Welcome to All the Horror Podcast. Each episode will feature a spine-tingling, creepy horror story that will keep you awake. Enjoy the story.
My current position in the healthcare industry is that of a certified nursing assistant. I've been in this profession for a while now. CNA. My primary areas of interest have always been the environmental sciences as well as the mechanisms that operate the human mind. Because of my history, I am considering continuing my schooling to become a mental health nurse so that I can combine my two biggest passions, nursing and helping people. I have faith that I will be successful in this sphere. I was perplexed as to why experience was not required when I first applied for my previous position because there was no requirement for it. My experience in such positions was confined to the time I spent working for that company, which had a particularly high employee turnover rate. It was a trying experience that frequently resulted in my breaking down in tears once I got back to my house. My shift was from 3 in the afternoon until 11 at night at a mental health facility, which was a lower-level care facility in comparison to the psychiatric units at state hospitals. As a direct consequence of this, the use of restraints was not authorized in contrast to institutions. The establishment took great pleasure in the fact that it was one of only 30 facilities in the United States that specialized in the treatment of patients suffering from schizophrenia. Despite having more than 120 residents at any given time, there were typically only 5 to 7 staff employees present. Although it might appear that the surroundings provides a certain degree of control, this was not the case. There was not a single means of self-protection, including a fence, a closed door, or anything else. Some residents participated in aggressive behavior. I have been physically abused in the form of grabbing, pushing, kicking, scratching, punching, and slapping, in addition to being attacked with a variety of objects, such as ignited cigarettes and bodily fluids. I have also been exposed to bodily fluids. One of the locals attempted to bite me, and another resident came dangerously close to amputating my finger with a razor-sharp toothbrush handle. Then there were those individuals who kept to themselves, silently observing and requiring careful attention to be paid to their body language in order to avoid any potential conflicts. In addition, there are some residents who are there because the judge has ordered them to remain there. Because they were afraid of being sent back to jail, they maintained their composure in most situations. I was given the responsibility of heading this group after I arbitrated a disagreement that occurred in the medical line between two of them. I held my ground despite being surrounded by residents throwing punches at me, and I warned one of them that if he struck me, he would be sent back to jail. This brought a sense of calm to the circumstance. In general, the work was satisfying, but at times it was like trying to find your way through a thick cloud. Residents were affected by severe cases of delusions, such as the one in which a woman claimed that her commode was clogged because her neighbor flushed frozen devil dogs. Those people who walked around and mumbled incoherently while doing so, occasionally disclosing disturbing intentions, were the ones who had the greatest impact on me. When I questioned a terrified resident about the instructions from the voices, he calmly told me that he intended to kill me by strangling me. Another individual would come up to me, compliment my eyes, and then glare at me intently. Due to the fact that she had previously removed both of her mother's eyes, I had no option but to retreat and report this behavior to the authorities. Nighttime presented an especially difficult challenge for many inhabitants because of their chronic insomnia. As they went about their business in a disorganized manner, the building would be shrouded in darkness. It was frightening to be surrounded by mentally unstable people and then to hear footsteps and hysterical laughter approaching. I had to get myself together, confront them without being afraid, and inquire as to whether or not there was any way I could help them. One of the more strange things that happened was that I found an adult handprint inside of my locked vehicle. My purse and vehicle keys were safely stored in a locker, and the car alarm was set and activated. During my shift, the handprint mysteriously appeared on the inside of my rear windshield, and nothing else in the area was disturbed. That describes one of my experiences in its entirety, but I have others as well. At the moment, I'm working in a nursing home, and my shift is the second one, so I have to deal with the difficulties that sundowning residents present.